been training to be a professional wrestler since June 2018, and in that short amount of time, I've heard a lot of talk. Heard a lot of talk about this concept of grabbing the brass ring. Now, forgive my inexperience, but I'm not entirely too sure what grabbing the brass ring exactly means. To me, grabbing the brass ring is this arbitrary, almost abstract concept of making the most of your opportunities, of garnering success wherever you can find it, of maybe forcing success wherever you can't. I may not know exactly what all that entails, but I know it when I see it. And Adam Wick, Death Threat Army, I've watched you guys grab the brass ring. When I came to Pure Pro Wrestling, you guys were a bunch of upstarts. You guys were representative of the next generation, high impact, high energy. You guys represented everything good about those who serve our country. But now that you've lost the war against the nomads, instead of turning your eyes to a new target and simply refocusing, you guys have just turned your back on the fans. And by turning your back on the fans, you guys have made a statement that grabbing the brass ring has absolutely nothing to do with making the most of your opportunities, and instead has everything to do with forcing your own success. Because the Death Threat Army is going to climb the wrestling mountain, no matter how many bodies you have to climb over to do it, no matter how many people you have to throw off a cliff just to climb that extra inch towards wrestling glory. And let me tell you something, you guys are almost there. Death Threat Army's dominating the Michigan scene. You guys are wrestling in Indiana, Ohio. You guys are wrestling in Canada. You guys are still climbing. You guys are still fighting. You guys are still wrestling with chips on your shoulders. Adam Wick, I'm not an evil man. I can't do what the Death Threat Army's done. I can't bring myself to turn my back on the fans because I realize it is these fans that have brought me to this dance, and, well, that means I'm going to dance with them. But if grabbing the brass ring means ripping the chip off your shoulder and placing it on mine, that's exactly what I'm going to do come February 2nd, because it seems as though you can't get very far in Pure Pro Wrestling without a chip on your shoulder. And Adam, I've beaten you before. I had to dig down deep to do it. I had to dig down to a place that I almost forgot existed within myself. To be honest with you, I don't like that place. But if going back to that place means on February 2nd, I pin you and have my arm raised above you, then I'll go back. Because I may be the rose that grew through the concrete, but if this rose has to go back to the concrete, come out a little bit hardier, a little bit more callous, maybe with a couple more damaged petals, just to raise that Pure Pro Wrestling Cruiserweight Championship high above my head. And I guess I'm just going to have to grow through it once again. So Adam Wick, February 2nd, Flint, Iceland Arena's Clash of the Cruiserweights. It's not a promise. It's not a death threat. It is a declaration of war.